Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US indices for Tuesday, February the 15th, and starting with the S&P, we'll look at the NASDAQ and the Russell. The S&P here would sort of indicate that we've got a move to the upside. So in this case, a war would not be pending. Still, an invasion could occur, and that does show up on Eastern Bloc long-term charts. So yeah, in this case though, we've got these lows here that sort of indicating that for potential upside here, and also to this particular structure that we've got here, I know that it's corrective in nature. So sure, I may have it labeled incorrectly, but in one way or another, it's still a wave 4, and we still will make new highs. We will end up at 5,000. It's just that wave 4s can tend to go sideways a bit in all of these sorts of things, so we just need to be a little bit mindful of sideways patterns here, which can be, we've got this as a WXY. We could relabel it also as a W here, an X and a Y, expanding it out. We could also look at it as a triangle pattern, which we can do today as well. Anyway, let's mosey on into the next degree of structure here. So with this daily chart here, now the thing is that it's a bit of a weird looking move up here, but as I've mentioned, I mean, personally, what I would do with this, I would be calling this a truncated fifth wave, and I'll be putting that there, and then I'd have this as an A and a B and a C, and that's the way that I'm going to play it. Now, I've got long positions on the low here, so I'll be trading it up to 4.5 and then getting out, and if the 4.5 becomes a nice classic trading levels pattern, well then we'll move back in on that. Now, right, so why do I think it's got 5 waves up here? Well, a couple of reasons. One of them is the banks. So this is Morgan's here, so we're looking, well, a bit of a rough looking journey up here on this 15-minute chart, but we'll have a look at the others. So let's have a look at Goldman's. It's a little bit easier to follow, and it's labeled here as well. So this is the basic pattern of the banks. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that takes us up. That top there, by the way, is 10th, 11th of February, depending on your whatever, I'm in Australia. So, but here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got to clear 5 waves down. So that means we'll have an ABC back up and then another 5 down. So that's where the banks are going. I won't go into the Bank of America and all the rest. They're all the same. But this is also the same for our leading stock, Apple. So we can just have a quick look at Apple as well here. So with Apple here, we've got a, see, the S&P didn't make a new high above here. This is when one of the Fed dudes opened his gob and sent the market down a little bit, and sent it on that little journey. So Apple made a new high here. So this high here is also just got it here on the 10th of February. So that's the same as, basically the same as Amazon and Google and those sort of stocks. So all those big tech stocks, I mean, they're the ones that are moving the market up, you know what I mean? So they're the ones that are making the money, you know, anyway, so they're so they're sort of carrying the weight. So they all made their tops on around that date, right? Now the S&P was cruising up there as well, but didn't quite sort of make it. Can we look at the S&P as a truncated fifth wave up here and put wave 1 there for the S&P? Well, I reckon that we should, because, and it will come out in the wash. You know, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm right, but I'm just saying that, you know, most folks will be, that are counting Elliott, will have this wave 2 here, or wave 2 of a smaller degree, which we're also going to look at, sitting over here and expecting it to go straight up here. Now, that may be the case, and we can play for that, but I think that that we've got this as an A wave here, an ABC for the B wave, and down for the C wave. Okay, so that's my journey on all of this. So that's what I'm looking at here. So putting that there on the 10th of, what's the name, Feb, then looking at an ABC here. I think that's what we're going to end up going through here. Now, I know this is this whole move here has been pretty sort of horrible in terms of counting it, and you know, you can go in there and count it as a WXY or this and that, and yeah, it's a bit of a guessing game. So when it is a guessing game, you're better off saying, well, you don't know, and you need to wait for more price action to confirm patterns and so on. The only way I can confirm this is looking at the tech stocks, because they're taking us on the journey. So you know, we have to pay homage to them and bow down to them, and I think that we need to fit this count into them, and I don't think we could go too far wrong in all of that. But like I said, when we look at this, do I have it on the 4-hour chart just to make it a bit easier to look at here? No, I have the other count. So this is the other count here. This would be the next logical count, but in this count we would just go straight up from here. But what I'm saying is that we can just look at this as well. I mean, I'm looking at this as, I'll just copy this and I'll just pop that there, and I'll just copy this and I'll pop this over here, and let's just get a little ABC in here, because I think it's just worth spending a little bit of time on this just to get the pennies to drop a little bit. So we can look at this as the A wave here, and then all we need to do, it doesn't matter which is right or wrong, we just need to be a little bit mindful of the situation, because see, this is the 50-60% retracement level here at the, so once you've got that in there, you just gravitate over to the closest largest number, and it's all about the 500 here. The 4 means diddly squat, it's about the 500. So basically what we'll look for, if we get 3 waves to the 61.8%, then we'll know it's corrective. If we get 5 waves to the 61.8%, then we'll know it's bullish. That's sort of the simplicity I'll look for in that. But let's just assume for a moment that we just get 3 waves to that point there, then we'll definitely be looking for this wave 2 to come over here, and this would be in line with the banks and Apple and so on and so on, and we'll be looking for 5 waves down in this move coming into this space here before heading to the upside. So it could be a bit of, as a B wave is, it's a bit of a sucker play. We just need to be very mindful of that. Even if it is this move here, we do get 5 waves up here, that means we're going to get an ABC back again here anyway. So based on those 5 waves and based on those 3 waves, we can move in there, but we'll end up getting a classic trading levels pattern sitting on the 500, 5 being the second strongest number. We'll see something, the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and ABC, and we'll be going in over here. So currently I'll be trading up to the 4-5 myself, and then I'll be getting out and looking for something like this, or we'll be pulling back much deeper over here for this. So yeah, look, I'm just sticking a flag in the ground saying don't get too excited, because that's pushing up here, you know. Okay, so there are other patterns as well. There's this triangle pattern here that we've been looking at as well. I mean, we can't just, you know, we can ignore it if we want to, but it's a possibility, you know, so we could look at it this way, and you can label that WXY and, you know, do whatever you want to do at that point. But it's just something that we just need to have a, you know, keep an eye on, and it'll pretty much travel across the 4-5 and under the 4-650 as well. That's where the supply is, the beginning of minor group 2 there as well. Okay, so let's just go into the tick chart here for a moment and have a look at this has got a few sort of counts on it, but this has got the count where I've got wave 1 here, and we'd been counting down this yesterday, down trying to get the 5 waves happening down here. May have made a few mistakes, but that's alrighty. Like I said, I've never really been too bothered with all of this here, because I'm really just looking for the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave here for this. This is how far it'll go up. This is one block of supply in here, so that's that. The second block of supply is here, and that's that. So that's where they will, you know, struggle at those points. And yeah, and then we'll look for this one here. But first of all, we got to get up here first, you know. That's the other point with all of this. Alrighty, so the NASDAQ we can look at much the same as well. We could look at it like this, or putting it over here doesn't really match, so it's better off as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here in this particular case. But at the same time, I think that it's going to be Apple, Amazon, Google, all of those are going to create this other leg here. So that's the thing. It may be a situation where we get this just as in some cases we'll get an A and a B and a C wave here, but it might just show up as wave 1 here and back for wave 2, a deep wave 2 or something like that. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out on the 4-hour chart. Just to drill in here a little bit, because it's all about the bottom here. This is probably the most common count here for this, but the same thing applies here as well, because I think we're going to get some sort of ABC pattern over here, and then we're going to get another 5 waves here, which is going to throw folks out a lot. So that's what I think. So once again, we'll be careful in this particular space. Yeah. And what have I got on the 1-hour chart here? This is the way I'll be sort of looking at it, really. Looking at this as an A and a B and a C, somewhere up into this space, and then another 5 down here. But like I said, we'll see what we get when we get to the 61.8%. We'll see if we've got 3 waves or 5 waves, and then we can pick it up from that point. Also with the Russell here, there's no real change here in this. It's all pretty sort of simple. So, I mean, the thing we have to watch here is that we've got wave 4 here. We've got this as wave 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. So it's looking quite good, I have to say. The good thing about this, though, is it's sitting on the 2000. So we've got, the closest, largest number as support here. But at the same time, we have to be a little bit careful, because you can't just stick our head in the sand, because we've got 3 waves here. So that can be an A, B, C at this particular point in time. So as I've got to keep mentioning that, there's no good just getting lost on and high on one side, as nice as that is. So yeah, anyway, this is where we are. Let's just go into the 100 ticks and check on this a little bit. So yeah, from here we've got wave 1 and 2, excuse me, and 1 and 2 here. So yesterday we were calling in this this low here as an A and a B and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the C of 2. It was pretty clear that we had a nice 5-wave structure here, and it just got quite big, really. It's quite large, really, this wave 2 compared to the size of wave 1. But we'll just stay with that for the time being. If you want to add to positions here, then you want the top of group 1 here, the 2030, as the classic trading levels pattern. So you got the arrival, the reaction. You still need the first high above the level, and the ABC pattern here. Once you've got that, you can go long above there just to be sure. But it's looking quite impulsive here, so that's all good at this stage. So we'll see how that travels. But like, if you want to be safe, you've got to have that as the support. We do have this here as a corrective move, so that's very helpful. And we have from the low here, we have that impulsive move. So based on that, we should be pushing up higher here. But once again, what I want to pull our attention to is that this market doesn't have to follow the other markets. It's kind of got a different subset of constituents in it, but we could look at this as wave 1 and 2 here, but we can also look at it, if we're going to drag it into the common pattern of the market, then we would need to look at this as an A wave and a B wave and a C wave up here, and then we could end up having a larger wave 2. So this 2 could go over to here, and all of this could just be the A wave to here, a B wave to here, and then a C wave to here, and then up. So that's also, we need to be mindful of that. It's going to be a bit of a weird thing, and it may not happen, but based on what I can see with Apple and the banks, I can't ignore that. Alrighty, I'm going to leave it all at that. So thanks for tuning in. Cheers.